Hello and welcome to the TCO19 Kickoff show right here in Houston, Texas. It's Houston, Texas this year. I'm your host. I'll be your host all these next few days, this week. I don't know. It's already been a long week, I feel like, with setup
Sure
and everything.
has.
But we are so excited to finally kick things off. Once again, my name is Nick Castillo, and I'm joined here by my co-host this weekend, Will Price. Will, how are you?
I'm doing great, Nick. Thank you so much for the nice introduction. It's great to be back here with you.
So what we're going to be doing today, or at least for over the next 50 minutes or so, the members are now making their way into the arena, and we're going to be pulling a few of them aside to talk with them and meet with them. First up, it looks like we have someone, three-time UI prototype champion, Mr. Mooley G. How you doing, Mooley?
Good, good. I'm good.
You're
Doing
good?
well.
How
Yeah.
was your trip?
Yeah, that is also good, but like 24-hour travel times, bit.
Oh, 24. So you took a whole day.
Yeah,
I feel
whole
like
day.
we should be asking everybody and see who took the longest trip, but I think 24 hours is a long time.
Yeah, most of the countries like Sri Lanka, India, they took 24 hours.
Oh my gosh. Did you just arrive today or yesterday to get
No,
settled
I,
in?
I came a bit early, and I hang around in Texas.
Oh, cool. Have you seen anything neat?
Uh, Not really, actually. I just hang around.
Yeah, just hang around the hotel. It's pretty cold here now,
Yeah,
huh?
didn't expect, but
A little different than
little
Sri
different
Lanka?
and, yeah, it's totally different actually. In Sri Lanka, they,
Yes, because we don't have a
Yeah.
UI prototype anymore. So you are competing in the new QA track.
QA and F2F, yeah, both.
And F2F, that's
Yeah,
correct. Have you heard about like the new track, the way that they're going to be executing the contest or the competition today or this week?
The QA one, no?
Yeah, the QA and the first to finish. It's a little
Yes,
different.
Yes, yes.
Well, QA is completely new.
completely different. That's a
Completely
new
new.
one.
Are you excited?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, add another championship to your
Yes.
repertoire.
But this
huh?
time it's a bit challenging because totally new for me. Both
Uh-huh.
tracks are new for me because
Both tracks are new. That's right.
F2F actually I have tried that mod dash in 2013.
The mod dash.
Mod dash one.
Yeah.
I have little bit experience, but the competition type is totally different. The last time that was like 5 minutes time to complete fix the bug, but this
You only
time it's
got 5
totally
minutes.
different one.
Yeah, I know. They
Uh,
have multiple rounds this time around.
yes,
So
yes.
I think it's going to be exciting. I've heard about how it's going to be laid out this year. And our viewers, I'm sure you're going to be very excited about it too.
Yes.
I'm anticipating some, some changes in the leaderboard
Yes,
this
yes.
time around. So, how about you, Will? What do you want to ask Mooley?
Oh, jeez. Well, Muli, with the UI prototype competition going away, which was your bread and butter, do you feel like it was a little bit your fault because you kept winning at it and no one else had a chance?
Yeah, I bit disappointed because the UI prototype was no longer in the TCO, so that's
I think you were just too good. You were too good. They were like, all
Yeah.
right, we're done with it. We can't have this one anymore.
I think that is good though, because I can try another tracks and I can
Right.
explore more. I can gain more experience in other tracks as well.
Yeah, and we love that. We love when
Yeah.
people like explore different tracks here at Top Coder.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Okay,
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Muli. It was great
Appreciate
seeing
it.
you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
We'll see you around.
All right. I think Nick this is a great chance for anyone who's tuning in right now to familiarize them with the different tracks that we have at the TCO and what the TCO is. I know we dove right into an interview,
We did.
but we probably should introduce our event a little bit.
Sure. Which one are you going with first?
All right. Well, I'll start with Top Coder Open. The Top Coder Open is an event that takes place every year where the top members of the Top Coder community, designers, developers, data scientists from across the globe, are flown into one location in the U.S. to compete in person.
Right, and you mentioned some of the tracks that we have, but within those tracks there are a little more specific competitions. You mentioned earlier that we had QA. That's a new track this year. We also have a development competition, a first to finish competition, which does fall under the development track. We have a UI design competition, which is going to be different than past years. It's going to be a little more quicker, and it's like a tournament style. So I think that's going to be pretty exciting. Designers are going to go head-to-head in 3 rounds, and in the end, we will finally discover who
There-
4 rounds. I'm sorry, 4 rounds, and we will find out who the champion is from there. So it's kind of like a little March Madness action happening.
There's even a bracket that we'll have on our broadcast and have some commentary from some folks in the Top Coder community, as well as the design leaders at Top Coder, including Adam Moorhead.
Exactly. Now, speaking of development, we have one of our Top Coder admins walking on by. His name is Tony.
Yeah, this is
The
an
chance for
opportunity.
Tony.
Step right in the middle, Tony.
Oh yeah, no, you got to be in the middle.
All right. Well, Tony, you are one of the unsung heroes of Top Coder. You do a lot to keep the lights on and the members active. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I am the Director of Product Development, so I'm mainly focusing on product management and platform operations. So behind the scenes, all the processes and engines and how we run challenges and reviews and co-pilot assignments and all of that, that's on me right now.
No, that's awesome. You can hold on to that if you want to keep asking questions. So what did you do specifically for this event?
For
What did you
this
work on?
event, so part of what we were doing as a product development team was actually building the scoreboards. So the live scoreboards that you see, that was a big piece of it. And then also throughout the year, we actually run all the competitions that are happening online as well. So our platform is hosting all that, and the way that the people, our members, gathering points, and who qualifies for the trips, who qualifies to be here competing. That's all part of it. And the actual problems themselves, a lot of the tracks that are represented here on site, we are the ones who are creating those problems behind the scenes. So all this gets staged up beforehand so that when the members code something and they submit, we actually get scores back and they see them on the leaderboard and all that kind of comes to fruition.
That's awesome, and you're going to be able to see the fruits of his labor and his team. I mean,
There's
they
a
all
lot of
worked
people-
really
There's a
hard.
lot of people behind that.
A lot of people involved, and yeah, the leaderboards that you'll be seeing are so awesome. And just wait. You gotta be tuning in. Again, this is just the welcome reception, kicking things off. Well, we appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Take care.
You know who else we have? We have this guy named Harshit. Harshit is like is the crux of the community, and I think he's gonna make.
He's
a
gonna
grand
make a big entrance.
Please make your entrance, Harshit. There it is. One more
we
time.
didn't tell you to make an
One more
exit.
time.
Harshit, come join us.
Hi, guys.
So, I feel like everybody who's part of the Top Coder community has interacted with you in some way or another, whether they know it or not. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, Harshit?
So my job is to take care of the community. I mean, I don't say I have a position, but my job is to take care of the community. So I do events. I reply on forums. I make sure they know everything what they need to know to get started on Top Coder. So I just make sure that they are there, competing, feeling good about us, able to interact to us, and able to interact with the community, like create an environment for them to collaborate and interact with the community, learn better and learn more. So that's what my job is.
Well, you must be doing something right because we have a number of first-time TCO competitors here this year. Do you feel like that's a little bit because it's easier to jump in now and we have more people joining?
Yeah, we have thanks to Nick, we have a community site which really guides them by itself and makes them come into the platform, start competing, and then we do events all around the world now. So we go there, we promote, and it's growing organically now. There are people coming on. So when we went to China last year, we had 100 competitors competing in the TCO regionals. This year we had 300. So it's increasing by itself. It's growing, and it's they want to come to the events. They want to know what Top Coder does. It's growing. So thanks to all of us.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you've done a great job. You did mention events. You did mention TCO regionals. One of the most special ones that I feel like for you as well is the India regional.
Oh yeah,
that's like a hometown regional.
That's very close to my heart, actually. I mean, so I visit a lot of universities in India, and then it boils down to bringing all of them together, meeting them, and making them feel good that you're a part of the community is what we do at the India regionals. So going to various colleges and or like various events, and then finally meeting them all again, and then that is amazing. And they're all on forums, Slack, interacting. So that's one day of the year when we get to meet everybody in India. So that becomes a Great. And not only India. I mean, every regional has a special place for me. Like I go to China, I have, made so many friends. It's like we start planning 15 days before what's going to happen. We're coming. Everybody's going to meet each other, and that's how the culture of Top Coder is and has been every year, all these years. So it's just great. Yeah, it's good. I'm obliged to be a part of all this, and I'm very lucky that I am a part of a community like Top Coder where it's a big family. Like I can ping. Like, there's no time zone where I feel I cannot talk to anyone. Like all time zones are open for me. So this is what how I should say, right? Yeah.
So does that mean you don't sleep anymore?
No, I mean, yeah, I can sleep at different times. That means
No,
that.
I can vouch for that. You're up on my time zone. You're up in your own time zone. It's amazing the work that you put into
But
this.
thanks to you guys that you initially being a CA helped us deliver the projects that gets us more clients. Thanks to Nick for always being there for the community, the live broadcast and stuff. So it's and then the community website. So all good, perfect, guys.
Harshit is also our producer for the live stream as well. So all the transitions, all the data points, all the topics, really scheduling, everything is due to this guy. He's really working hard.
Host guys, these are the ones who really turn it on. We have Maestro here. Can you please come down on the stage? The famous Maestro. So I can tell you, I've had emails from people asking us about when is the Maestro's corner going to be on the live broadcast. So Maestro is finally here. Everybody who's been waiting on the live broadcast, he's finally here. All his fans.
All right, so I think the views have gone up. I think we might be at toward 1,000, 2,000. They just keep climbing. How you doing, Maestro?
Very good, very good. Can't be happier to be here.
How was your flight in? Good.
Very good, yeah. I had a good sleep. Nice. It was only 5 hours this time for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were already in the States?
No, I was in Bogota, Colombia.
Oh, you're in Colombia. Okay.
Yeah. I was visiting my brother in there. My brother, my niece, my mom.
That's so cool. So you, for those of you who don't know, tell your story. What's your Top Coder story?
Oh, hardship. Hate you. That was a great way to drop the ball on me. He didn't want to be here. He was like, someone who comes here to, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, we love this too, because now we don't have to do anything for the rest of the night. You can just talk about your story.
No,
It's a long one.
No way. You know that normally per day we have 500,000 thoughts per day. So I think I'm dealing with my head too much to talk about me, with my own thoughts. But yeah, to make it short, I am from Venezuela. I've been in Top Coder for around 12 years, something like that. I made it from a design competitor, then I made it as a co-pilot, then I helped managing projects, consulting too, and also solving hardship problems with his fame, because he's famous now, and he doesn't want to deal with it, so now he throws me on the front when he wants to leave from the live stream.
Now, I see on your Facebook you travel a lot. Do you feel like that's one of the more exciting things about being a Top Coder member, working on projects at Top Coder?
Oh yeah, well definitely that's a great advantage, and that's one of the things that I take advantage the most of Top Coder, which is the geographic freedom that I get, ability to work remotely. Well, normally you get to choose to do whatever you do with your time, right? So you can stay at home, you can travel, you can go to the gym, you can learn new things. So by my own choice, I decided to travel, which is something that I really like, because when you travel, you get knowledge, you get culture rich, and something that I really want to do. And Top Coder allows me to do it because I can get to work at the same time while I'm traveling. It's normally quite of a challenge because people normally ask me and see me on pictures like, I don't know, I'm in India, I don't know, maybe I'm in Europe, and say, how do you manage to be there and here? And people think it's easy, you just travel, it's all fun, but you gotta be disciplined. You gotta have your proper plan. You gotta be very respectful with, for instance, with Top Coder, with clients, with your time too.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you gotta. Normally, what I do is that I set time for working, and I notify when I'm gonna work. Also set time for having fun, or for learning new stuff, or for, I don't know, going to see my friends. And I think that's key in order to get it done in the proper way.
Yeah, it seems like you have a really good life-work balance that that you have, and being very vigilant of knowing what hours that you need to be available, things like that, I think is just like amazing. I wanted to know, because I know you do travel a lot. Do you have like a number? Do you know how many countries you've been to so far?
The last time I applied for a American visa, that was one of the questions the agent asked me, and then I froze. He thought I was nervous because of something, I don't know, but I froze because I honestly didn't know. He asked me, tell me the team of the countries you visited in the last 5 years. I was like, I don't know, like 40, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, I couldn't count, especially when I was based in Europe, in France. You know that you're there, you take a train, 1 hour, you're in a different country, different culture, different history, different language, and it's just 1 hour train or half an hour flight, and it's so easy to get tempted by the fact that you are so close of so many things, so many rich things in culture and history. So it's like I was 1 week in Paris, and then I flew 1 month to, I don't know, to Spain, and I came back, and then I was 1 month in Paris, and I was 2 months in, I don't know, Portugal, and I was like going like this all the time. So it's very difficult to tell a person where are the places you've been in the last 5 years.
That's amazing. I mean, how many countries have you been to, Will?
Not 40, ever. Not. Don't put me on the spot. I don't want to embarrass myself on the stream in front of our fans next to Luis. But I do have another question for you. So, what advice would you have for someone who's newer at Top Coder and getting in there? You've built a life out of Top Coder. You've built a career, and you've created this great opportunity for yourself to travel the world doing Top Coder. What advice would you have for someone who's just getting into it for the first time?
Yeah, that's a good question, and something that I've seen a lot when people get this question asked is normally like push hard, go for your dreams, and never give up, which is true. But normally, I would really like to say to people is that it's not easy. I mean, it's not that it's something very difficult, but there's a learning curve there. At the beginning, it can be hard. There can be failures. I mean, you can fail because you're getting into something new. If you're a new person, you get to know a new platform. It works in a very different way than the usual way. Let's say, I don't know, you used to work for a company, so you receive work directly. Here you have to compete to get work done and to get paid. So it's normally not easy, but it's doable. I mean, it takes time, but you have to know that there could be failure in the middle of the way. And that's totally normal, because when you fail, you learn. And let's say, I don't know, I'm learning how to use a new tool. Maybe I lost because I wasn't fast enough using this tool. But now I practice in this problem. Now I got experience, even though I didn't win. I got experience. Now I can apply in a new project, and I can be faster. And so you have to know that you can fail. So it's not a very easy path, but you can learn. And once you learn, dude, it gets good. It gets good because I mean, emotionally, it's something good because you're competing against people, very talented people from all over the world, and you get to say it's something that gives you value to yourself. Like, I beat someone from Russia, I beat someone from Japan, and this is very good people. And I was able to do it because I worked hard, and I put a lot of efforts in this, and I was able to do it. And you get economic reward, personal reward as a growth for yourself, and I think that's something very valuable for you as a person.
Do you still remember your first win?
Oh, yes. It was, I think, something very special for me because it was the first time I participated. I was learning how to use Photoshop. I never used Photoshop in my life. I was just fooling around. Then I saw that Top Coder had this studio. It was a graphic design community. And then they were asking for a design to create a Top Coder badge to showcase that you were a member of the community. And I went for it. I did something very awful. I mean, in my opinion, it was awful. It's useless. But then, out of the nowhere, I got 4th place, and I got money payment. I got a placement. It was my first time, and I said, "Well, I can win!" And then I kept competing. I kept learning new stuff. I learned web design, mobile design, and this motivated me to keep learning. This little victory that I had motivated me to push and keep learning new stuff.
So it all started from a little logo that took 4th place, and then grew into like full stack, like every type of design you could do.
And now he's like managing projects. I mean,
Oh yeah.
going to that next level here at Top Coder, which is great.
Nick, do you think we could maybe dig into the database and pull up that logo the next time he comes on the broadcast
That
and
would be
share
cool.
it?
And he will be on the broadcast later, so maybe if we can dig that up before then, that'd be
Oh,
great.
I think we should do that. Harsha just said yes, I think.
Awesome. Well, as we mentioned, you will be on with us later on the live stream. So we appreciate that, and we'll see you. We'll see you in a little bit, huh?
Thank you guys. You guys
Awesome.
are awesome.
I appreciate it.
If it
Thanks.
wasn't for you, this live cast wouldn't be awesome.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
He's back. He's finally back, huh?
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maestro. All right. It looks like we have another member joining us. Druvit. Druvit R, correct?
Yes.
Nice. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from India.
From India. And is this your first TCO?
First TCO, yes.
Are you excited?
Very much.
Yeah, very much. You haven't seen the inside yet, have you?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Oh, trust me, you're going to be like, whoa, like, I can't believe I'm finally here.
So what competition are you competing in, Druvit?
F2F.
Ah,
First to finish, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's first to finish for anyone who's not familiar with the competition track. There's a really exciting rapid fire problem solving competition. And Druvit got here because of skills in those types of competitions, just quickly solving problems and beating everyone else at the finish line.
Did you compete in, or which quarter did you, which
The
round?
Fourth one, the last quarter.
The last quarter? Oh, so it was like right at the end, huh?
Actually, I didn't compete for the first 1.5 months. I started competing, and during the last month, mainly in the last month, so everybody had a pretty big edge over me, and it was that part. Last time I had there was a project running for a month. All of those were F12, so I participated in those, and that gave me the upper hand.
Oh my gosh, that must be so exciting for when you found that out, huh? What did you do? Did you celebrate?
Celebrate, yeah. I came here, that's what.
You
Celebrate. Yeah.
Okay, so we are told by Harshit, who should just replace me, man.
Yeah, he knows everything.
He's so knowledgeable about the community, this guy. Placed in the regionals, India regionals? The runner-up. So you were showing your stuff off live there. Do you feel like by performing live at an event that you're going to be kind of used to it when you perform live here?
We can never get used to TCO. It's always challenging.
It's always challenging.
And when I participated in the regionals, that's what gave me the motivation to come to participate in this TCO final. Yeah.
When did you join Top Coder?
Top Coder, I joined quite a while ago, but I didn't participate much for 2 years, and then I started participating about a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half ago? And you haven't looked back. You're enjoying it?
It's been wonderful.
So I need to know if you qualified for TCO, basically just competing for a month and a half, really, to get here. Was the goal to qualify for TCO, or is that a nice little bonus?
No. The goal was to qualify for. So the regional was held, I think, 2 months before the deadline of the last quarter. So I went to the regional. I placed second there, and then I wanted to come to the finals. So yeah, I started participating in the F2Fs, and that was my, the focus for the last 2 months. I was only doing F2F after F2F, and yeah.
Well, congratulations, Druvit. It's really exciting to have you here. We're glad you made it.
And have fun, most of all, once you get in there, yeah?
That's a given.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here. And we'll see you a little bit later on, okay? Druvit R, first to finish finalist. I think Harshit is lining up people to come on.
Oh, no, this next one promised me he would come on. So. Hey.
Mr. Gonzo in the house.
We're gonna rotate. You're gonna jump right there.
Good to see you, Gonzo.
I don't know if you could hear it on the mics. There was actually a standing ovation for Gonzo there.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, so Gonzo, can you tell us a little bit about what you do in the Top Coder community?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a co-pilot on the development side. So I do like creating the challenges, creating challenge specifications, requirements for the projects, managing the forums, basically connecting the members, the competitors with the actual requirements and the client side of the projects, and basically ensuring the project moves on like
So you won.
completing everything.
You won this trip as a design co-pilot, or a development co-pilot, excuse me.
I'm a design noob, so definitely not design.
But I do remember you competing though in past TCOs. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was competing in first to finish, so um, that was great time. It's very challenging to get like the placements to the finals, and even harder to win. I was second that on the 2016, I think, finals, so that's the best I could do. So I didn't compete much in the first to finish after that. So
How many TCOs have you been to?
my fifth, I think.
This is your fifth one?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's many TCOs so far.
Oh, that's great. But you always try to find a way to get back here, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great time to be here. You meet all the top quarter folks and the members and all the folks that you've been talking to via the forums and meeting them via Slack or just by the handles. So it's definitely great, and you meet a lot of interesting people that work on different projects. So amazing experience, definitely.
So what would be like some advice that you would give a developer, say, that's on Topcoder that may be interested in co-piloting, or what interested you to want to become a co-pilot at Topcoder?
Yeah, so I started co-piloting when I found an interesting project. It was like about drones. There was an interesting drone series project. So I started co-piloting that, and then it moved on from there. Like naturally, I started doing more co-piloting and less development. But for other like developers, if you're comfortable like giving control to other people, like relying on other people to do the actual job and then just managing all the other stuff, then it's a great opportunity, and definitely I'd recommend it.
Do you compete in any challenges anymore, or is it just co-pilot for you?
In the last 7-8 months, I didn't do any challenges, but I definitely want to go back to doing more challenges. Yeah, just the variety that you can do on Topcore. You can just compete or do the co-piloting, and it's a mix, so you can do whatever you feel like comfortable doing. So it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine you got to keep those skills sharp, so that way
Yeah, definitely.
you're always learning when you're part of Topcoder. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's the dynamics of all of it. So it's like the best environment for doing all kinds of stuff, exploring what you can do, what you don't like to do, or what you don't want to do in the future. So definitely, it's the most flexible way of working that I know of. So definitely great.
phenomenal. Well, Gonzo, thank you so much for joining us up here.
Sure thing, anytime.
All right.
I'll see you in the next couple days. I guess.
Oh, we'll see you plenty. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Unless you run away. Thanks, Gonzo.
Yeah, you too.
Come say hi on the live stream, huh? Awesome. Alrighty, we have hit a slight break in the wave of members entering. So, what do you say we go to a little commercial break for a little bit?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully our producers are hearing us right now. And we'll be back in just a few minutes with some more members and Topcoder staff.
All right.
TCO19.
We'll be right back.
All right. And we are back from the Top Coder Open 2019 Marathon Match Finals. I am one of your hosts, Will Price, joined once again by Aaron and Dimitri. Thank you guys for joining us again. So, if you were able to tune in earlier today, you may have seen us checking in on some of the marathon competitors, and we are now approaching the finish line of the competition. What are you guys expecting to see as we close in on the end here?
At last I looked, there's under 2 minutes left, so they're pretty much all done at this point, just making their final submissions. They've been working for just about 10 hours now, feverishly trying to figure out what their best bet is, what they think is going to be their best solution. Maybe making a final selection. Some of them probably have 2 or 3 different possible solutions lined up, deciding which one they think is the most likely to do the best. They're going to make that final upload, and that's going to be it.
Have we seen a lot of submissions, furious submitting at the end here?
Definitely, yeah. There's been a lot of submissions towards the end, which is pretty normal. The other thing, there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment because the leaderboard is still being updated. So the coders, they don't know who's first and whether their submission is going to do well or not. So it's pretty much like anyone's game at the moment. They just throw in their best attempt and then see what happens.
What we were seeing for most of the competition, that a lot of them were close enough within maybe 2 or 3 points of one another. That's when you're only talking about 100 test cases, that is a statistical margin of error where either one could finish out on top depending on what happens. So it's definitely very close.
Yeah, we see some really interesting stories on the leaderboard over the course of the day as well. A couple of members spending most of the day on top, kind of trading positions. Nika spent a long time in the first place position as well. It's coming in over the loudspeakers.
Indeed.
That is
Marathon Championship round is now complete. The system testing will begin shortly.
I'll applaud too.
Absolutely. Yeah, these guys have been sitting up there
Don't
for...
applaud. Production says don't applaud.
Okay.
It's all right. We're figuring it out as we go. We'll be right. All right. Announcements over the PA system are over. That was the conclusion of the marathon match. So as we were saying,
these guys have been sitting up there for 10 hours, pretty much unilaterally focused on solving this one problem, so they deserve a little bit of applause for that effort. It's not easy to do.
Absolutely. I mean, 10 hours sitting in one spot, solving one problem, you'd be absolutely, tired as, and your brain is just turns into a mush.
I feel like I'm tired and I didn't even have to think about anything
Exactly.
today. So it's really impressive. We will be joined shortly by a couple of the competitors. They're just wrapping up their submissions right now.
I'm sure they're
stepping off the
cleaning
stage.
up and kind of either cussing at themselves or cheering themselves on, depending on how they feel they did. It's always interesting to kind of get their impression. They don't want to be too confident, but at the same time, they don't want to appear as though they totally screwed up either, so we'll see what they say to us.
So before we came on the air, Dimitri, you were telling us that it really could be anyone's competition, that we've seen everyone clustered pretty closely today.
Yeah.
As we approached the end, did you have any ideas about who you think might be in a good position?
It's very hard to tell who's going to win this. I mean, Nika has been on top, but there's been others, like Tanzaku has been on top.
Milanen has spent a bit of time there as well.
Tourist has submitted right at the end, and so did W Light. So
Neither of them has been that high today, though, surprisingly.
They haven't been very high, but they're holding back their
They
best
may, they
solutions,
might.
which is quite likely. So it really is anyone's game. But from what I've seen, just looking at the screens, I could see a lot of them had really good solutions. So they pretty much converged to the similar kind of approach where you do like a flood fill and then optimize on the borders. But it'll come down to those minor details, like how do you get the most points,
The basic idea of the flood fill is to fill in as many queens as you can and then bound them in by other pieces to prevent them from attacking anybody else. But sometimes, depending on whether you've got a corner, whether you've got a wall, you can be a little bit more choosy about which other pieces you use to bound them in, and that little difference there in which other pieces you use is probably going to be what makes the difference between the winner and the second place person.
Definitely, I think that'll be the deciding factor, and also the balance between the scores of the different players.
Exactly.
You want to keep them as close as possible. So whoever came up with the best strategy for that will possibly win this.
And again, going back to the variety of test cases that they're facing, small boards, large boards, 2 players, 8 players, anywhere in between different configurations of dense or loosely packed walls. a solution that performs really well across a variety of test cases is going to be important too, because 100 test cases really isn't all that many when there's that much variety. So being able to do good on smaller and larger, the more complex and the simpler, that's going to play a big part in this too, I think.
Yeah, and I think we can also get something where people use one approach for the smaller boards and
That
a
could happen.
completely different approach for the bigger boards because they are so different. It might be the case to, selecting the right algorithm for the right problem size.
So what you just said, Dimitri, I feel like is really interesting. So it sounds like there could be, this isn't one algorithm necessarily, this could be a series of algorithms that are strategically applied.
Yeah, a hybrid of different algorithms depending on the situation. You choose the one that's the best.
The way this problem is written is when a solution is working on solving it, it already knows how it's going to score for that solution. So if you have multiple different algorithms or multiple different approaches you can try, you can actually evaluate each one of them and immediately see which one's going to be your best option. So it wouldn't surprise me at all for a competitor to maybe do that, have 2 or 3 different approaches, and pick the best one for each individual situation. That's certainly possible.
So for example, if you have 10 seconds per test case, you might want to try one algorithm for the first 5 seconds and then another algorithm for the next 5 seconds, and then you pick the best one at the end. Or you can try one algorithm for 7 seconds and then see if your second algorithm makes the first one better, like improves the solution. So there's a number of things you could do.
A lot of those finer details are really what separates out the people who win from the people who don't quite win, and it's all about the details.
All right. Well, we are just about ready to jump into a post-match interview. After 10 hours of coding, we have a couple of our competitors who will be joining us. So we're going to take a very quick break, and when we come back, you guys will be free of me, and you'll have all of the talent. You'll have the competitors and the analysts going a post-match review. So we will be back in just a couple of minutes.
I'm looking forward to it.
See you soon.
we are back now. We've got Diver19 and Milanin here. They've just competed in the marathon competition, 10 hours sitting, I guess, on stage, struggling over this problem. How are you both feeling?
A bit tired, or maybe a lot tired, but otherwise it was pretty fun. Kind of getting back into my mind.
Same thing.
Pretty
Just
tired?
little bit disappointed that I don't have time to really work hard about this problem because I mean it's very in the sense of top coder in many marathons and like usually you have a lot of time to think about it, to work on it, and currently it was just everything is ad hoc and very fast. You don't have time to really construct your solution, not
Yeah, that's certainly something that we talked about earlier today while you guys were competing, that online it's a week-long contest, sometimes longer, and you can sleep on it, you can think about it for a few days, but here it's 10 hours, it's one day. You've got to just kind of get right in there, come up with something, and then work on it. Does that, you say that kind of poses a bit more of a challenge for you?
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe it's more suitable to the algorithm guys who are used to do fast coding, and then here there's less time to think about different approaches. You actually have to jump in and do something.
Probably.
I have a habit to spend the last night before the end of normal marathon to spend on problem, and here you don't have this opportunity. So. And I really missed it.
The whole contest is the last night.
Yeah, definitely. Well, congratulations, guys. I mean, it's amazing what you've done. Just sitting there for 10 hours. It's very hard work, and it's been very entertaining just watching you compete against each other. And I was watching your screens. So I'm interested to know what you thought about the problem. What you thought was good or not so good, and what you liked or disliked.
I can start.
Yeah.
So I like the problem. I don't know. My story is that I basically wasted like first half of the contest. I was debugging a wrong solution, and then I realized that there is much simpler solution, and I just rewrote everything. So I guess if only I had a thought a little bit more upfront. I don't know. What I liked was visualizer. Basically. With my bad solution, I kind of realized what's the right pattern to solving the problem. Basically, you can just fill pretty much everything with wings, I guess. And I don't know, I realized it's only in the middle of the contest just because I wasn't using visualizer, but when I've used it a few times, just struck me that I'm doing something wrong, and there is the right way to go about it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how would it go if I've had like full 10 hours to work on the proper solution. Yeah, but it was fun.
I think that's good though, the fact that partway through you were able to identify that maybe I'm not on the right path and just be able to abandon that and switch to something else. That can be a very hard decision to make, I'm sure.
No, it wasn't hard.
No? In this case you knew?
It was just disappointing.
Okay. Alright.
Fortunately, this time I didn't have this issue. Like I almost did not waste any time, like maybe a couple of hours for one idea that actually didn't work out. But like I have one fun moment at the end when I was going to make a last submit at the very end, and when after a bunch of testing, I found a mistake, which like one test was just failing, and it was like 10 minutes before the end. So
that's scary.
Yeah, that's scary, and I don't know.
Did you fix it?
Kind of, I hope, because after I fixed it, I didn't have time to test more.
Okay, so hopefully.
Yes,
Right.
and anyway, the previous version of my solution had it, so it didn't make much difference. Other than that, yes, it was very like canonical marathon problem. So I like this way when you work with a grid and you want to do something with it. and chess. So like everything intersected in one point. So you.
So it's easy enough to understand, and
Sure.
you can start quickly. You know
Sure,
how chess works.
I agree that actually, like my story was a little bit different. I started with some simple idea that I knew was definitely going to work somehow, like to give at least somewhat results.
Can you tell us a bit about what that idea was?
It was kind of local optimization, kind of version of simulated annealing when you randomly add or remove a piece and validate the grid. If it's okay, then you can go forward. If it's not valid, then you should not apply this action. So whenever it actually improves your score, you just do those actions. And when you're done, you might do a couple of more iterations, or you can restart. So something like that. And after that, I realized that the pattern is pretty much obvious. So then I looked at visualizer and found out what's the pattern and worked more towards the.
So what was the pattern that you discovered?
Some areas for different players, and better for them to be compact, and the border of the area is something like kings or other pieces, and the inside is completely made of queens.
Right.
So that's it.
Because they give you the most.
Yeah,
most
because queen is most.
And you want to neutralize them, so you want to surround them by kings so they don't attack.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Was that kind of how your solution ended up progressing eventually?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like I wrote some simulated annealing-based solution, but I've spent too much time trying to make it work fast and correctly, and then I realized that I don't really need this, and ended up with some pretty simple solution which did that. Yeah, but in the end, the idea is the same. Like have these clusters of queens surrounded by kings, and then do some additional optimizations to put some other pieces possible.
Now, did you do something different for depending on the test case? So, for example, smaller grids, you might want to apply a different approach, or if there's a different smaller number of players.
I've tried to. I found one test case locally, not from the visualizer, where I was getting 0 with the new approach, like exactly 0, and I even came back to the simulated annealing solution, which gave some points, but after doing some optimizations, it started giving more points than simulated annealing. So yeah, I don't know. For me, it kind of worked for all the cases more or less. I've tried to optimize smaller cases actually, because like the smaller cases I feel really important for this problem, because scores for the pieces have very big difference. So since it's very discrete, if you are missing like 50 points on a case where the total score is like 3 to 400, that's a huge point difference. And like if you with 1,000 points in a case where it's 40,000 plus. So I've tried to do something, but I didn't find anything like super useful. So yeah, this is what I've spent my last hour a little bit more.
So yeah, I can say that I also been to this issues, of course, and I have kind of switched between small cases and large cases in terms of in large test cases I use some kind of initialization for the grid. Specifically, I go with dynamic programming. Just dividing. So suppose you want to divide the whole grid by vertical and horizontal lines. Every line is completely empty. So basically, you want to all the areas you want to divide initial grid are rectangular. So each rectangular area belongs to some player. So you calculate just like naive way to how to fill this area with pieces, like kings on border and queens inside, so that this would give you some estimation on final score, and that works pretty good for large cases. For small cases, it didn't work well. I mean, it didn't. If you initialize your map with this approach, it actually decreases your score pretty much. So for small cases, you better go with like empty grid and adding each piece separately, and like it gets more random. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd maybe prefer to have those areas not rectangular, but more like, I don't know.
Well, especially
natural,
if you get a number of players that doesn't divide evenly into rectangles, you get 5 players on a square grid. It's
yeah, you cannot divide evenly.
doesn't really divide too evenly into the rectangles.
With rectangles,
I guess you probably could if you start with uneven divisions and stuff.
it doesn't have to be completely even.
Yeah.
It's and you know there are some blocked.
Yeah, the
cells.
walls kind of make it a little bit more interesting too.
As I said, I'd rather prefer to have more like various areas, not rectangular.
Okay.
So with rectangular areas, it was pretty fine, but it limits your approach pretty much. So
Okay.
maybe other participants figured out how to make it with arbitrary shape areas. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't do anything experimental. I build areas just in greedy fashion and do sweated millions out of greedy operations. It's kind of an approach which actually works in a lot of cases where it's hard to write some proper symmetric million, or you need to do something smart, so you may as well just do something really easy like greedy solution. Because I came up with this like in the middle of the contest, and I spent most of my energy actually doing something which did not work really well. So, but it seems like it more or less works fine. Yeah, we'll see how the final score so well. But it seems like it was going to be pretty tight. I'm not sure, but from just brief moments when we had scores, it seemed like most of people got like up to 20.
So on that, you mentioned you feel like it's pretty tight. We are coming close to the end of our time, as I'm seeing, and as our production people are talking about 3 minutes. Okay, so what I think we'll wrap up with is, who do you think's going to win? That's the $10,000 question, right?
And how do you think you win as well? What points will you
According to
get?
current leaderboard, it's gonna be Nika.
It's still broken.
Yep. Looks like it's going to be you right now.
Number one.
If nothing changes, yes. But like my last submission is definitely worse. I mean, if it goes well,
Okay.
it doesn't break for some reason. For instance, compilation error, because I'm using Windows locally, so everything can happen when you actually switch to Linux.
Sure.
But if everything goes well, my submission is still worse than the last submission, I mean, previous to the last one of Nika. So I don't have chance to win anyway.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But are you happy with your performance today?
If my last submission goes without issues, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're just kind of wrap it up now. Any final closing thoughts from either one of you?
Looking forward to the results.
Well, I'm sure you're both exhausted, so I definitely want to, on behalf of everyone at Top Quarter, thank you not only for competing, but for also spending some time talking with us about it afterwards.
Yeah. Thank you for good problem and for this opportunity to be here and to participate. So.
Well, enjoy the reception tonight and enjoy the rest of your week.
I hope you win.
Yes, we are free.
You're free. Now you don't have to stress. All right, then, we're going to sign off.
Nice job.
That's harsh shit, yeah.
Oh, we're live.
Oh,
Nick,
we
we're
are
live.
live. We are live. Yes.
Yes. We made it.
We
All
are
right.
back on the red carpet. I know you can't really see it through this video, but we are back just for about 15 minutes more. The members are coming in busloads.
Yeah, quite literally busloads, and we have one.
We have one right now. Who do we have? We have Hive.
Oh, he's bringing the
Hi,
excitement
Percent.
too.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Like I traveled a lot from Bangalore and directly coming from there to here, and it's enjoying. Like it's great.
Are you excited about what's going to happen?
Yeah, I was really very much excited, and the room is very good this time. This place is like is awesome.
And you're not competing this time around, though, right?
It's not. I'm co-piloting this, so I'm a co-pilot. So I'm a co-pilot trip, and so I won a trip, and then I came here directly. So this time I'm going to see everyone competing, and I'll be relaxed.
That's good. And you'll get to see all the code and everything. It's going to be great. We're just going to keep going through, visiting some more members, but it's good to see you. We'll see you in there. And yeah, have a great time. Thank you. All right. Who do we have in next?
Joining us next.
Oh, we have a double trouble here.
No.
We got, come on in. Come on in.
Join us. Thank you. Welcome.
How are you
Couple
doing?
TCO veterans here.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, yes. How are you doing? All right. Tell everybody what your handle is.
I'm NGHI85. Yeah.
What are you competing in?
For the dev final, development final.
Development final. Are you excited?
Yeah, really excited. So this year we will work on the scrapper.
Oh, the scraper? Yeah.
Scrapper, but I'm so excited. What is the content of the contest? You know.
Excited to figure out.
figure out what this is. It should be so excited challenge.
Oh man, I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
And who do we have here,
Yeah.
Will?
Yes.
What's your handle?
My handle is Kanlin.
Kan Lin, thank you very
Yes.
much for joining us.
Yeah.
You're competing tomorrow, correct?
I'm in this afternoon.
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
Tomorrow we will my design. I'm a
Yes.
design finalist.
Yeah. I know this because I helped set up Conlin's booth. So if there's any AV problems, it's Nick's fault.
Oh no, you're just gonna pin it on me already. Already.
The important thing that we can come here and we can see some old friend here. So
It's always nice to come back and
come back. Yeah.
see old friends.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have some more
Yeah.
people
Go
coming
see
on
your
in.
old friends. Thanks for joining us on
But
here.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
We'll see
Great
you
luck,
on in
guys.
there. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you around.
Bye, guys.
Couple more.
Up next,
All right.
it looks like we
Come
have a
join us.
design competitor here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Vicky, correct?
Yes,
And where are you traveling from?
from Hungary.
From Hungary.
Hungarian. Yeah. Never heard this before.
And who's this young lady with you? Lovely young lady.
She's my daughter. Yeah.
So do you always travel with your daughter? I know I've seen you before with her.
Yeah. If you can, if there is no school, or okay, now we have school as well.
Of course.
Last time it was the end of the school year, so I couldn't take her to Asia. But whenever I can, I would like to show her the world.
And the world. That's so cool. How many countries would you say you've been in so far?
Oh my God, 20 or more.
20 or more. So she's already beat me.
Already
in
beat me. We
countries
established
visited.
that earlier as well.
In Europe, it's easy because we have small countries, so it's
Oh.
That is true.
We have an
Oh,
ad
look
rock
who we
attack.
have. Special surprise. Come on in. Come on in.
Yeah.
Get in the middle here.
Adam can lead the conversation from here. Adam, what do you want
Last
to
time
know?
I saw you, we were in Tokyo, right? Yes. Going to Starbucks, right? No? So this is awesome. So, are you ready for your 1 hour rapid design challenge?
No.
I am. I'm ready. So, hey, here in a little bit, right after opening ceremonies, we'll tell you who the customer is. We're going to tell you, we're going to give you a little information so you're not going to be so stressed out. It's going to be good.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Thank you. Much better now.
Awesome. That's great. Well, we're going to get some more people coming on in. I think we're getting up there on time, but this is great. We're meeting all these members. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to see you a little later on, though, right? All right, great.
That is Paraviki and her daughter. Thank you very much.
Adrock can stick around.
Gurmeet
He's
B.
going to help us introduce people. How you doing? What's your handle?
Gurmeet B.
Gurmeet? How are you doing today? How was your trip here?
Good.
And what are you competing in this?
Competing in F2F finals.
Are you excited about that, the F2F?
Excited.
Which round did you qualify in for the finals?
I think in the second round.
All right, Second round, excellent. So you've known for a while you're coming here.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's known for a while. He's coming here.
Jaipur top coder.
Yeah. Wait, where do we see? Wait, we just saw. Yeah, Jaipur. Yeah. So we're at TCO India.
India.
Where we met.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
All right.
He rock star. So well, he knows what he's doing. So.
Okay. Good.
That's great. Well, we're excited to see you compete.
Same here. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right,
We'll
good
see
luck.
you in there.
Oh, here he is.
Design champion here.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah,
We are live.
Hi, Mom.
For those of you that don't know you, what is your handle? What is your handle for those who don't know?
My handle is I am Tong.
And why are you, Tom?
Or top designer in Top Coder. So.
How many championships have you won so far?
Just two.
Just two.
And how many times have you been to TCO, though?
Sorry?
How many times have you been to TCO now?
Oh, it's like 8 or 9 maybe.
Yeah, nine. Yeah.
Wow.
But he is the reigning all-time first place design. He's won the most first places of anyone in Top Coder for design.
Really?
Yeah.
Not worthy. We're not
Bow
worthy.
down to him, Will. Bow down to him. All time. And that's
By a wide margin.
really.
Yeah.
What else do you have to say about I Am Tom? For you, like, do you have any? What other accolades? I'm sure you have many.
I can talk about Iron Tong,
sure you
but
can.
you know what? I mean, Iron Tong, we've known each other for a long time now, and him and his wife and his family, they're just amazing, and they keeps competing at Top Coder. You know what? He challenges me. He challenges us at Top Coder to make sure that we keep doing great problems. That
Really?
We're bringing great customers. No, look, if there's anybody.
Did I?
No,
Have I?
No, he like says, look, there's certain ways to do things, there's certain ways not to do things, and he's always trying to make sure that we are doing better. So, love I Am Tong. I love all his work. His design, like everyone, all the designers will talk about, like, he has a great way of looking at a problem and solving it, and our customers love that. So.
And he's a great representation, I feel, of the Top Coder community because not only are you a competitor, you like to compete, but you're also kind of like a mentor to some designers. You've brought up a lot of
One of your
designers.
mentors is here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tell me about that.
I haven't met him, but I was glad he made it here. I mean, like, from zero experience in design, and within 2 years, he made it here to
Who
the
is this?
finals.
Stark.
Yeah.
Stark is here competing against him for the championship.
Oh, that's
So
a good
you're
storyline.
mental.
We will be deep diving that on the broadcast.
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
a guy with zero.
He will be
experience, huh?
he will be in
Hey,
the
Robbie,
wheel
come
with
on
me.
in.
Come on in. It's a party, man. It's a party.
Robbie, welcome. Welcome.
Everybody, for those who don't know you, what is your handle?
Ravi June.
Ravi June. And Ravi, I know I've seen you many times here. How many TCOs is this right now?
This is my 5th TCO.
Your TCO.
TCO. 2015 was your first one?
Yep.
And you come here almost every time?
Yeah, ever since I joined Top Coder.
Yeah. Robbie has an amazing story. I love Robbie's story.
Ravi, what's your story?
Yeah, it's nothing much, you know. It's a long story. I don't think it's quite enough to tell the whole story right now.
Oh, that's fine.
You know what? Robbie does Top Coder full time, right? Pretty much. He works full time, and you know he also gives back. So.
You do?
Yeah. Yes, he does. He gives back.
That's lovely. I do follow you on Instagram, and you are just constantly traveling, aren't you? When do you have time to work?
That's literally impossible if I hadn't joined Top Coder, you know. Traveling and meeting some of the best designers, and I made friends for life. And you know, anywhere I go in the world, I find someone from Top Coder where I can stay, you know, with them and be with them like a family. So, yeah.
That's such a great story, man. Well, we're excited to have you here. I think we're going to meet some more members, but I appreciate you joining us here on the red carpet.
Ravi
We
June
will
and
see
I
you
Am
in
Tong. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, there you go. A little
Hey,
design
Ravi.
hug here.
1 hour ruxes. Are we ready?
Yeah.
The fire.
You guys ready for the brackets?
So we are so ready for the bracket.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we'll have you on later. All right.
Oh. It's like the whole design finals.
We got the designers coming on in. Hey.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Check
One of my favorites.
Say hi to everyone in Indonesia.
Hello. Too many microphones.
Too many.
Hello everyone in Indonesia.
So, Iriantu, how many times have you made the TCO?
2 times, I think.
Second time, right?
Second time.
Right? But when
Right.
was the last time you were here?
Oh, 2017.
2017. Okay, so you missed last year, so now you're here
Yeah.
this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So you took a little time off, right? You
Yeah.
went and worked, and took some time off. and
Yeah.
You decided, hey, I'm gonna come back and make it here again, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you excited to be back?
Yeah.
Did you miss seeing everybody? I know you're very close with some of the other designers, right?
Yeah.
He's part of the Indonesian crew, so yeah, they're all pretty close.
That's
right.
great. All right, well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sure we'll see you a little bit later in the welcome ceremony, okay? All right.
Arianto Oko, everybody.
Oh, I think, do we have any, do we have any
Keep
more
rolling
designers?
through. The designers have the
my
most
gosh,
fun.
check this out. We have Fajar.mln and Yoki here joining us.
So about 2 months ago, I saw him in Tokyo, and I saw him in Indonesia. We did a workshop together. We did TCO Tokyo together. So he won a trip, and so he went to Tokyo, and we had a great time hanging out.
Yeah.
Won a trip.
Yeah. Oh, I'm to Tokyo as a MVP.
MVP.
Yeah.
MVP
member. It's a great. Yeah.
Again, we have the best members here who just really represent a great community. These members were hand selected by the Top Coder admins to represent the community as Top Coder MVPs, and by doing that, we allow them a trip to one of our TCO regionals. So it really does pay to be
It's an honor.
great Top Coder.
Yes, it's very awesome. Awesome.
Now, Fajar, you actually run your own design workshops in Indonesia, is that correct?
Yes, correct. We've been doing around 8 workshops right now, until now, and we still got a few more before the end of December. So the goal is to make sure that we're giving new designer a chance to compete in our platform, and also to give them a chance to improve their design skills at the same time.
So some of the stuff that we do in workshops, we're actually doing here. We're doing the 1-hour ruxes. So our top competitors have not actually experienced this, because Farja and I do these workshops, and we do these 1-hour rux challenges, and it typically be new designers, or we actually have a couple designers that may be following what I'm doing. But this year we're doing a couple rounds of 1-hour competition. 1 hour, 2 hour, and we're still deciding what the finals is going to be like. So we're doing bracket style, we're doing 1v1. It's going to be amazing. And I'm
Totally.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you to Daniel. I totally do.
So $10,000 on the line.
$1,000. New format. It's gonna be really exciting this year, and I'm excited for you guys. You especially a competitor.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
It's good to be here.
Thanks, Fajar.
Good seeing you guys. All right, thanks, Fajar.
Hi. Who do you see?
Maestro.
Hey, who's next? Oh, he's back. He couldn't
we
get
have
enough of
round
the red
two?
carpet. He wanted more.
Someone else, please. I mean, I've been here like twice.
You've already been here?
Oh, he's on our first red carpet.
But you weren't here
event,
with
we
Adam.
had him.
So you weren't here for the party.
This is a totally new experience
I'm
with
trying to figure
Adam.
out when you're going to get your haircut, honestly. So,
Let's move on over here a little bit. We're a little off center.
Yeah, move it down. Come,
last time
bring
I
it
saw
this
you,
way.
it was
There
like
we go.
this, so, you actually got a trim, so. And you've been working out. What the hell, dude?
You got the beard, has to have the hair. It's like a combination. Complementary stuff, you know?
All right, so the next Photoshop that I want to see is his beard on your hair.
Oh, that would be nice. It's gonna be awesome.
The real finals.
We had a great time in India.
Awesome.
And then he was in Brazil. You went to Brazil, right? So
Yeah.
for TCO, you're all over the place. Like every time I turn around, you're in a different country and you're going different places. So thank you. Thank you for all the evangelism, and thank you for all the co-piloting design work that you do with us. It's amazing.
Oh man, it's my pleasure. I think there's nothing to thank. I mean, it's all like teamwork. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all the people that has helped me in Top Coder. So it's like kind of a natural thing for me to go and try to help things, actually help people to join or to follow the dreams somehow. If we can help, we help. That's it.
I think you're trying to find the most remote spot to actually work from. Like,
Yeah.
can I get a Wi-Fi from someone on the highest mountain somewhere? That's what that's a goal of yours, right?
Yeah. We have very interesting stories in the Himalayas trying to find Wi-Fi to work. Actually, for you.
Yeah, for me.
There was one time we were trying to find Wi-Fi to send me some files, and there was Vicky who was pretty stressed. It was midnight. She had to send the files before 5 a.m. our time in India. I was 12. There was no Wi-Fi at all. So she was stressed. Poor one. She was almost crying. So she had to go out of the place we were staying to try to find somewhere that had Wi-Fi because there was no Wi-Fi at all in the place. So she found this woman who was sweeping the floor. She got in and she offered help. Like, well, I don't have Wi-Fi, but I have a phone with that. You know how to make it work? Yeah. So she made it work. She put it as a hotspot, and then she started working. From there, she sent me the files.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's so awesome. I'm sorry to cut you off. Honestly, I'm sorry. We do have one per.
I'm gonna 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
So the amount of stress that Perry Vicky had there, what do you think our stress is gonna be for the 1 hour Rux?
Oh my goodness. I don't want to talk about it. I love her too much to talk about it.
Okay, well, I know.
Very good. Thank you, Maestro. Appreciate it. We'll see you in. We are almost. It's almost time to head on to the welcome reception, but we have time for one more member. This is Stark. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome.
So the protege of Tong, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you met Tong yet today?
I'm just like going. I just came inside. I'm just like going to.
You just got here.
Yeah, just got here. Yeah.
So we're the last thing between the mentor and the mentee
Yeah,
meeting.
right?
This is the final hurdle.
We're gonna talk about this later. Like evaluate the designs, right?
I wish we had another camera and we could follow them around and play some really dramatic music.
With the bracket style, it's gonna be interesting to see if you guys go up against each other at some point.
Oh.
Student versus teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So we're doing bracket style and design. So it's 1v1 this year. So it's like U.S. style and NCAA basketball double elimination. So it's gonna be very, very cool. So.
Awesome. Well, good luck.
All right.
Welcome.
All right, I think
That's
that
Stark,
will do it
everybody.
for
There's a lot of
us
numbers,
here.
but I don't remember them. So.
Glad I could help.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you so much.
Oh, good to see you.
Oh, we got Bill
come on
Edison here.
Come in here. Oh, good to see you.
How you doing, man? Good to
This
see
guy's
you.
a superstar in the development community, everybody.
Good. So you won a trip here as a top coder MVP, correct?
Yes.
That's awesome. You've been co-piloting though at the same time, right? Or do you still compete sometimes?
Sorry.
Do you still compete sometimes?
Yes, computer but very rarely now. Comparison was busy.
What number TCO is this for you? Because I've seen you at other TCOs. What number TCO?
What number?
Yeah, how many times have you been to TCO?
Okay, 3.
3?
Yeah, my 3rd time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's 3 in a row, I believe, too.
Yeah, 3 in a row. Yeah.
He got going and he just didn't stop.
Last 2 years, I was the finalist, but this year, I try to be fair. So, MVP brings me the opportunity to be here.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Yes.
And I think that will actually do it for us here. We have to move this camera inside. We're going to have the welcome ceremony on in just a few minutes, so stay tuned, and we will be right back.
never afraid to follow your passion.
Competing.
Train harder than you do it now. Even if you lose, it's never give up. Keep trying on. You learn, you used to practice.
Never stop learning. Get it, what do you want? You can do it too, and you'll win.
Welcome to the TCO19 opening reception, sponsored by Hess. Thank you so much, Hess, for sponsoring us tonight. I'd like to ask, can we get people closer in here? It's cold in here. I need to feel some warmth. Please, please. Oh, thank you so much. Brian here giving me some warmth, rubbing his hands together. Whoa. I think we have a little echo, a little delay here. Are we there? We good? We good? Are we listening to the live stream? I haven't even plugged that yet. All right, guys. How's it going? My name is Nick Castillo. I'll be your host on stage as well as on the live stream. So I'd like to say hello to everybody that is watching from all around the world. So hello to you. And I'd also like to take this moment to remind everybody, if you go on to TCO19, topcoder.com, you can check out the schedule. Just go to on-site events. We are going to have interviews with subject matter experts. We are also going to be talking to co-pilots and problem writers. We will also be covering all the competitions, every single one that's going to be occurring in the next few days. So, I'm looking around here. It's good to see some familiar faces. You know, I've been doing this for a few years now, and we do have some recurring members that do compete throughout the year to attend. But I also see a lot of new faces, which is always a pleasure to see. You know, these members work so hard throughout the entire year just to make it to this competition, you know. I've seen a lot of close scores in certain rounds, and I'm like, oh, that guy must have really beat himself up, because if he just competed in that one more competition, he could have made it. But I'm glad to see you guys here. A little advice to those of you who are new, soak it in. It's gonna be fun. You know, meet your fellow competitors. We are a community, a Top Coder community that just cares about each other. You know, it's all about competition when it's time, but very respectful to each other as well. So enjoy it. It's going to be a great time. And I'd also like to give a big thank you to Sendika, wherever he is, and his team. They put together that great video that you saw just now. We're going to have a great time here over the next few days. And to keep this going, I'm going to introduce our Top Coder CEO, Mike Morris, to kind of give you more of a little more welcome here. Mr. Morris, if you please.
All right. Thank you, Nick. So I've been doing this for a few more years than him, hence the gray hair. We're going to start off with a question, a little bit of a quiz. But you don't have to be a Top Coder competitor to get this one right. So the answer is going to be Top Coder. So what's the answer? Okay, it's got to be a little louder than that. All right, this was inspired from dinner tonight. So again, what's the answer? Top Coder! All right, ready? Let's do our best chant. We are We are. We are. All right, that worked. Where's our crew from NASA? Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, so thank you. Welcome. Welcome to Houston, a city without limits. That's the slogan, I'm told. This is a community without limits. And I want to reflect back for a minute. So 18 years ago was our first Top Coder Open. Okay? It was in the Foxwoods Resort and Casino in Connecticut. Yeah, Connecticut. There you go. Yeah, there's some people were there. Adam, you were there. We had, let's just think about it. Our community was about 1,500 people, okay? 1,500 from 40 different countries. We flew in 16 people. That was a huge event for us. 16 people came in, yep. And we had one track, the algorithm track. So now, look at where we are, right? We've got a community of over 1.5 million people, 1.5 million strong. We've flown in over 100 people to be here with us in Houston. 31 different countries, and they're competing for $92K in prize money, okay? So big round for the Top Coder competitors. Yes. All right, now, it isn't all about prize money. As you'll see, bragging rights are equally as important and possibly more valuable, okay? So, but you know, it really is about how are we gonna recognize the talent that we get here tonight. And one of the ways that we do that is we connect them with the companies that come here to sponsor this event, our patrons, our sponsors. So I would like to recognize AWS, Energy Innovation Capital, Google, Intel, Harvard, Hess, Japan's NTT, Open Assembly, NASA, RS Energy, Shell, Station Houston, T-Mobile, and the U.S. Special Ops Command. Don't screw around with them. So thank you, everybody. You know, without you guys, we couldn't do this event. I want to thank the Top Coder team. So you guys, awesome job every year. Thank you, everybody. And we're all here. Let's not forget, we're here to celebrate the skill and the success of the Top Coder community. So just thinking about that for a little bit. What's here today? The 100 people that made it here. They're the best of the best of the best across all of Top Coder, the best in the world. And some of the things that they've done, just reflecting back again, artificial intelligence to treat lung cancer. So if you guys saw that, we announced that this year. Huge breakthrough, okay? Designing and coding applications that help astronauts stay healthy in space. So NASA's here with us. We did that with them. Amazing applications. Digital dashboards and control centers for leading manufacturing companies. We're doing new technologies every day. We did blockchain, AI, quantum, just in the last 6 months. So we're always keeping it fresh, and that's one of our jobs. And I just want to say that, you know, these competitors are here, they're competing, they're earning prize money, but they're also affecting all of our lives. Like all of those solutions that we're building, some way, shape, or form, they affect us. So thank you again. Now, to the competitors. We're humbled, we're proud to welcome you here today, right? As a Top Coder and Wipro are humbled to say thank you for being here, thank you for coming all the way. We can't wait to see you work and compete over the next 3 days. This is for you guys. We want you guys to have fun. We want you guys to collaborate with each other. We want you guys to make new friends. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for all the team that's putting this event on. And good luck to all the Top Coder competitors. Let's go. Okay, one more time. We are. Okay, thank you. And now I am happy to introduce our host of the event tonight, Robert Fast, Chief Technology Officer of one of the world's most innovative energy companies, the Hess Corporation. So Robert, please, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, thank you all for having us, and welcome to Houston. I did say y'all, right? Does everybody know how to say y'all? Y'all need to know how to say y'all in Houston. So I'm reminded of Bill Joy's joyism, I think it's called, but that saying of no matter who you work for, most of the smart people work for someone else. And that's really why we're coming into this. Sorry it took us 20 years to find it, but thank God we found it. Why we're coming into this is, based on just the conversations I've had tonight, it's obvious that there's a lot of really, really smart people. And I'm glad to meet you, someone else's, tonight, and to help support this ecosystem and make it go. A little about Houston. Houston has a great history in technology. You'll know NASA was already been mentioned 50 years ago. The moon landing. Wow, was it that long ago? But now we're going beyond. The medical business is incredibly important in this town and serves the entire world in keeping healthy and solving serious diseases and helping people get over big challenges. And finally, the energy industry is extremely impactful to the entire planet and very important, not only just for standard of living, but for a couple of billion people in the world, it's still everyday struggle to try to eat, to try to find water, to try to find medicines, and all those things come from the energy business, and particularly our business of oil and gas. I think these three industries, among others, have some tremendous challenges that Top Coder can help with, and those challenges resolve primarily around data and breaking it open and understanding it. I was just asking, our little small company, $20 billion company, pales in comparison to the really big ones, but they're telling me we got 2 petabytes of seismic data. We've got over 100,000 files for each employee in the company. So it's an incredible challenge to try to open up this data and see what we can learn from it. Our company started 86 years ago with one man and a truck who was trying to displace coal with oil for people to heat their homes, and it built itself on investment return and relationships. And now we're trying to explore all kinds of new relationships and build trusted partnerships like this one. And so we hope to build that trusted partnership with this community and to make it go. Enjoy the reception, enjoy the drinks, and let the coding begin. Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Rob. Rob, thank you so much for the sponsorship. All right. We are going to keep this thing moving, and this is one of my favorite parts of the competition. You're going to get to meet every single competitor that have worked so hard to get here. Very excited. I think we're going to have everyone begin to line up here. The Top Coder team has been doing a great job with that. So without further ado, let's meet our Top Coder Open finalists.
Welcome to the 2019 Top Coder Open. It is now time to introduce to you our most elite competitors from the Top Coder community who have earned a trip to the TCO finals from 31 different countries around the world. Representing Belarus, our reigning marathon champion, competing in both our algorithm and marathon finals, Tourist. Representing Bosnia and Herzegovina, co-pilot trip winner, Gonzo. Representing Brazil, our 10-time marathon finalist, W. Lati. Representing Bulgaria, Ellie's favorite problem writer and trip winner, Esprit. Representing China, veteran algorithm finalist and 2015 marathon champion, AC Rush. Leading each online stage this year, development finalist Zhang Li Wu. Co-pilot trip winner Shang Jing Bo. First time development finalist Thothling. Development and first to finish finalist Wenbin. TCO19 algorithm champion and this year's algorithm finalist XUDYH. Representing Czechia, trip winner Mike. Representing Egypt, first to finish finalist Ahmed Sadiq. Representing France, first time marathon finalist Sully Purr. Representing Georgia, marathon finalist Nika. Representing Germany, TCO12 algorithm champion Igor. Representing Greece, a top coder MVP, and this year a co-pilot trip winner, Thomas Granitsas. Representing Hungary, a top coder MVP member, and this year a UI design finalist, Para Vicky. Co-pilot trip winner, Walrus 71. Representing India, development finalist, Banerjee Sourish. Co-pilot trip winner, Cyberjag. Development finalist, D-Raj 2202. First to finish finalist, Druvin R. First to finish finalist, Gurmeet B. A top coder MVP, and this year a co-pilot trip winner, Hi for Sandy. Also from India. First to finish finalist, Kets JS09. QA finalist, Kiran Baroj. UI design finalist, LOI. UI design finalist, Ravi June. QA finalist, Satkan. UI design finalist, Stark 18 1995. A top coder MVP, and this year a co-pilot trip winner, Tails Force. Representing Indonesia, trip winner, Sendika. UI design finalist D. Jack Mania. UI design finalist Erianto Onko. A top coder MVP and this year a co-pilot trip winner, Fajar.mln. UI design finalist I Am Infinite. UI design finalist Universo. A top coder MVP and this year a UI design finalist, Yoki. Representing Italy, development finalist Paolo G. Representing Japan, marathon finalist ATST 5515. Marathon finalist Gassin. Marathon finalist IN. Algorithm finalist Lyrically. Algorithm finalist Maroon Kuri. 3-time TCO algorithm champion and this year's algorithm finalist RNG 58. Algorithm finalist Snook. Marathon finalist Tanzaku. Marathon finalist Tomoruun. Algorithm finalist UWI. Representing Kyrgyzstan, development and first to finish finalist Nightwolf. Representing Latvia, QA finalist VT. Representing Nepal, first to finish finalist Vaishu. Representing Philippines, trip winner Onyx Ronda. Representing Poland, this year's Algorithm Live broadcast co-host and Problem Writer trip winner Erito. Algorithm finalist MNBV Mar. Representing Romania, top coder MVP, co-pilot trip winner, and community team all-star Dara K. QA finalist Misha Kuchicha. Marathon finalist Mugurilionuts. Representing Russia, algorithm finalist A. sponsored marathon trip winner, Allgrom. Marathon finalist, Milanin. Reigning algorithm champion, Piotr. Sponsored marathon trip winner, Rekka D. Development finalist, Seribolt 83. Algorithm finalist, Umnik. Representing Spain, TCO19 Development Champion, Top Coder MVP, and this year a co-pilot trip winner, Bird of Preru. Representing Sri Lanka, QA finalist and red rated, Kojam. Three-time TCO champion, Muli G. Trip winner, SD Gun. Representing Thailand, reigning UI design champion, I Am Tong. Representing Turkey, first to finish finalist, Neon Ray. Representing Ukraine, marathon finalist, Diver 19. Algorithm finalist, Daratine. QA finalist, Julia Vladi. Representing the United States of America, algorithm finalist, Eknerwall. Algorithm live broadcast co-host and problem writer trip winner, LG5293. Development finalist and red rated, Mig29. First to finish finalist, Phoenix 103. Algorithm finalist, Scott Woo. Representing Venezuela, the ultimate top coder junkie and co-pilot trip winner, Maestro. Representing Vietnam, UI design finalist, Con Lin. Development finalist, Knee 85.
All right, all right, all right. One more time for all of our finalists and trip winners. Well done. And one more time for Maestro's handstand right there. That was amazing, wasn't it? Want to do it one more time? Lovely. Oh, look at that. You're a showman. You're a showman. All right, guys. Well, that concludes the welcome reception. We will still be open here for a little bit longer, I think until 9 p.m., I guess. So get your drink on, get some snacks going. And we have a fun few days to go. So let's do this. Let's make some memories. And we'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. Thank you so much.